Hey guys, it's me again. Probably a little bit ahead of schedule, but it's been it's been a very eventful week. I will say it's been a very eventful week. Um, I'm very I'm very happy with how this past week or so has gone. Uh, because I've been doing a whole lot of other stuff. I've been doing a lot of cool stuff, and I've been really trying my best. I promise I've been trying my hardest. Uh, because not to mention like casting call auditions that I've been trying out for. Uh, the live streams that I've been doing. Good lord, I've streamed like 4 times in the past 12 days. Something like that. Is it 4 or 5 times? Four times. No, 5 times. It's 5 times in the past 12 days. Good lord. I'm actually kind of proud of that because I don't know. I don't stream very often. My internet is not super secure enough to be streaming, especially right now because I'm reinstalling a game that I wanted to play the DLC for, but then never got to it. Which kind of sums up my whole existence at this point. I've got so much stuff that I got to go back to, so much stuff. So much stuff that I want to do. I was gonna be doing the Half-Life fan remake, Black Mesa. That's what it's called. I was gonna do more Evil Within, and I want to do some of the DLC for Alien Isolation. Because I loved Alien Isolation. Alien Isolation was so good. It was so good. Um, and I'm kind of cleaning up space all over the place for future stuff because this is the big news flash. I'm finally potentially, this is probably the biggest potentially getting a new job that I've had in the past months than I've had in the past months. Like, it's been a real slog to try and find a new job. Um, but thankfully, my mother, God bless her, I'd be nowhere without her. Uh, she helped me find some positions in the hospital that they're looking to fill, and I'm gonna start working for the hospital here. Hopefully by the end of the month. I'm hoping by the end of the month. Um, if not sooner, because I have paperwork that I gotta fill out here for a job shadow, because I want to get a feel for what my work is actually going to be. That's the only thing that ever concerns me when getting a new job. It's not having the work ethic to follow through. My work ethic is fantastic. Um, I work really hard. I work overly hard, I would say. Some people would say I work overly hard. Um, then again, some people would say I don't work hard enough, but I digress. So, I'm hoping this opportunity goes through. Plus, it's a $2,500 sign on bonus after 3 months, which is really nice. plus the opportunity to file for insurance, because it's a hospital, so the insurance is always going to be fantastic. Uh, and it starts at 15 an hour, so I can't really lose here. The only downside that I found is that it starts at 24 hours a week, which isn't bad for a starting position, but I kind of wish I could jump in for a little more, make it 30. But it's 15 an hour. It's more money than I've made anywhere else. And it'll definitely be interesting. Working in a hospital is always interesting. Good Lord, let me tell you. Not from my personal experiences, but from listening to my mother talk about all the stuff that goes on in a hospital every day. It's definitely something. I don't know. I always assumed when I was younger that I would end up in some sort of medical related job because the medical field seems to follow my family. My mother's a nurse. Two of my aunts are nurses. My sister is a therapist. Like, I originally was going to be a biomedical engineer. It kind of follows us. Like, it's up to my younger siblings to see if they can finally break that trend, but it seems like I'm gonna end up working in a hospital anyway, which is fine. It's work. It has awesome benefits from what I've read. Like, I've gone through all the paperwork, and some of the potential benefits are phenomenal. I still got to go through all that. I've only gotten through like 3 or 4 pages of this, and it's mostly policies and such. I got to get a new flu shot. I got to get my COVID shot. I got to give up all of my immunization records. Like, I got to... They should still have that, though. I don't imagine that they don't have that, honestly, because anytime I ever get hurt or injured would be I would go to that hospital. I practically grew up in the damn thing because my mother was an ER nurse for 20 fucking years of my life. It's just, I don't know. It's just one of those things. Like, it feels weird going full circle like this. I don't know. I was talking with Nick, because that's also something I should talk about. Sunday, Nick and I went to the range, and we tried out his new shotgun. It's nothing fancy. It's a hunting shotgun. It's a single-shot hunting shotgun, and we got a bunch of slugs. The normal, like, self-defense, or, like, what were they called? They were weird slugs, but they didn't kick that much. The real, full 1-ounce projectile, like, low recoil slugs, they were low recoil, but the reason why it hurt so much, like, my shoulder is still a little tender, it's because his shotgun has a steel butt plate. It has no padding, nothing. So I wore 3 layers to pad myself. We sweat everywhere when we were doing this because it was normal temperature inside. But the steel butt plate, and that shotgun is no joke. Like, it kicks really good. Don't get me wrong, I'm no wimp, but holy cow. Like, I was glad I was wearing my extra layers, because if I wasn't, then I'd really be in trouble. I'd probably have a big, like, butt plate sized bruise across my shoulder if I went completely sleeveless. But, like, there's nothing. Like, I'm not bruised. There's a tiny little red mark still. But other than that, it was a great range day. And we also went to, what was Fuji's? We went to Fuji's and we sat in the bar. and I got blasted after. Well, not blasted. I had 2 Long Island iced teas. Tall ones. And I drank them both. I honestly, I almost convinced myself to get a third, but I didn't. I cut myself off before I got legitimately drunk. I came home and Mom was like, "Yeah, you're kind of slurring your words a little bit." And I'm like, "Yeah, I should probably go lay down." And I did. I laid down and passed the hell out and completely forgot that we were supposed to do another episode of Forest Fairies with Bart and Beeper. But I was talking to Nick at the bar, and I was talking about how weird it is that things are finally going well. Like, I don't know. It's just weird for things to be so positive. And I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining in the least. Things could be a million times worse. And my camera is off. My camera is really off. It needs to be this way more, but so I'm centered. But I don't want to fuck up my rule of thirds here because I'm in a. Well, technically, I'm only in half the frame. The other half is wall. It's not very interesting. If I were to crop my webcam on the other side, it would just be a wall, and you'd see my arm pop in and out. But I was talking to him, and I'm like, it feels good. Like, I told him about the hospital job, and he's like, yeah. Good benefits, sign-on bonus, everything, the works. Because 15 is a decent starting pay. That's a really good starting pay. And for 24 an hour, that's like 360? Yes. 360, not counting taxes or anything. And for 3 months, that's 1,000. Like, I'll make 1,000 in 3 months. That's not bad. Tack on the 2,500 sign-on bonus after that. That's 3,500 in 3 months. That's not bad. No, I did that wrong. Because that's just 1 week times 4. That's 1,400 a month. That's 1,440, not counting taxes. I'm not doing any of that. So that's about 4,000 a month, or for 3 months, not a month. If I was making 4,000 a month, holy crap. That's in 3 months. Plus the 2,500 sign on. That's 6,800 plus some in 3 months. That's really good for just a 3-month pay period. I can't say no to that. I can't say no to that. Like, even if I don't like the work, I'll probably only do it just to keep the money flowing. Because there's a whole slew of games that I want to get. And it's getting ridiculous to how much I want some of these games. Good fucking Christ. Like, I want to get Halo Infinite. Want to get God of War, Phasmophobia, Inscription, Hades, the Dead Space remake that's coming out this year. When is the Dead Space remake coming out? This year. All it says is 2022. All it says is 2022. Ugh. I'm not sure how I feel about that screenshot. Yeah, there's not been a lot I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready for a remake for Dead Space, the original. Bart wants a director's cut of Dead Space 3, which is never gonna happen. I hate to burst his bubble. It's never happening because Visceral is dead. I don't even think it's Visceral who's handling the remake. I think EA handed it off to whatever. I'm talking out of my ass because I have no idea. But no, it's definitely not. Is it Frostbite? I think it might be Frostbite. Yeah, I think it's Frostbite Studios that's handling the remake, which actually I think Frostbite has a lot of Visceral employees after they went out, after they got bought out. I don't know, all that corporate stuff, I don't get all of it. I don't understand any of it. I'm not Civi, who follows all of the develop it, the who owns what and who is connected to who. It's a big mess, honestly. I don't know. Nick is really excited for Elder Scrolls 6, which isn't coming out until next year, I don't think, in 2023. I don't think that's this year. I think it's next year. God of War Ragnarok comes out this year, later this year. I don't know how much later. I'd have to look at the trailer again. Uh, which is another game that I want to get. Which I'm hoping with the with the big success of the PC version of God of War, the newer one, Sony will finally stop hogging it all and put all the other games on PC as well. See, if that happens, I'm going to be doing an entire playthrough of every single God of War game because they are all phenomenal. From Chains of Olympus, actually, it would be God of War Ascension. I'd be playing them in chronological order from the story. So it would go Ascension, Chains of Olympus, the first God of War, Ghosts of Sparta, God of War 2, God of War 3, and then we'd be in the new God of War era stuff, which I'd play Ragnarok. I'd be playing Ragnarok anyway because, yes. Anyway. I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on Resi 8 getting Game of the Year on Steam, like the Steam Awards. Resident Evil Village got Game of the Year. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, compared to a lot of the other stuff that came out last year, Resident Evil 8 probably was the biggest one and probably the best one, both technologically and I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of gray area to judge all the 2021 games because I had fun with Resident Evil Village. Like I'm not shitting all over it. I'm shitting all over their story decisions and what they decided to do with all that stuff. All of the missed opportunities that they've missed out on. Because I was really hoping and praying that Resident Evil Village and the way it handled its inventory and its everything, that we would get a Resident Evil 4 remake. But no, we got a Resident Evil 4 VR. And I can't play that. My brother got an Oculus for his birthday the other day, and he got Resi 4 for VR, so I'm sure he can have a lot of fun with that. Comparatively, I would just rather play the original at that point. I don't know. Come on, Capcom, you got the money. Just do it. Do a Resident Evil 4 remake. Put as much love and care into it as you did with Resident Evil 2, and it'll go great. I'll eat it up because I already have a 20-plus part series of Resident Evil 4 on my channel. I'd love to put the Resident Evil 4 remake up there, too. I don't know. I didn't do Resident Evil 2 remake, or Resident Evil 2 or 3 remake for Let's Plays. I played those in my off time. I really enjoyed a lot of Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 3, not so much. It didn't have as much replayability as Resi 2. But, I mean, what are you going to do? It's a faithful remake, and it very much fits in line with what they were going for the remakes for 2 and 3, which came out pretty close to each other. So that probably, I don't remember how many years they spent making the Resident Evil 2 remake. I think it was a really long time. I think it was like 4 or 5 years that they worked on the Resident Evil 2 remake. And they had a year to pump out a Resi 3 remake. Or who knows? Maybe they were working on them both at the same time. I don't know. I don't know. The RE engine is very fantastic. Devil May Cry 5 runs on the RE engine, so I can't hate it. I don't hate it. It's a phenomenal game engine. I love it. But I would much prefer a Resident Evil 4 remake, honestly. There was so much potential in Resident Evil Village as well. Like, it's ridiculous how much potential was wasted for Resident Evil Village. I talked about it at length in that Let's Play. There was so much that they missed out on. I remember looking at all the concept stuff, and they cut out Ada to appear in Resident Evil Village, which would have been fantastic because you would have had somebody else other than Chris giving the idea that it existed in the Resident Evil universe. Like, Resi 7 didn't do that until they dropped Chris at the very end of the game. I mean, they gave him a whole DLC, but I mean, come on. It's just ridiculous. I don't know. Maybe I'm just salty. I might be salty. Because Resi 7 was scary and Resident Evil 8 wasn't. Resident Evil 8 had potential to be the scariest Resident Evil game, but fell flat on its face because of their terrible design choices. Resident Evil 4 is still one of the scariest games. Resident Evil 7 is definitely up there. I would say 7 was scarier than 4. Because 7 was more survival horror, and 4 was more action. Was more horror action. There were a lot of freaky moments in 4 that stick to me to this day, but 7 was really survival horror. And it really nailed it. It really nailed it very well. And had some fantastic DLC to go along with it. I mean, some of the DLC got silly towards the end. But it perfectly fit in the universe. Like, if Chris Redfield can punch boulders, I don't see why I don't see why a power gauntlet that powers up your fist is too hard to believe. Like, I don't know. See, sometimes I pretend Resident Evil 5 and 6 don't exist because they're terrible. They're action games. They're not survival horror. They're action games. They're not scary. Resident Evil 5 is too much... has too much of the standard modern military stuff that I absolutely despise. It's the reason why I don't play a Call of Duty. It's the reason why I don't play any of those military shooters, because I don't care how good they look. I don't care. It's Doom Eternal is what an FPS should be. Slick, fast, and fun. Military shooters are none of those things. Now, I'm not shitting on anybody that enjoys those. If those are your jam, go for it. Have fun. Not for me. I'm going to be very critical of Halo Infinite if it disappoints me. I haven't read a lot of reviews for Halo Infinite. I mean, for obvious reasons, because I don't want to be disappointed. I don't know. I just want it to be good, because I miss the days when Halo was good. Except 5. No one cares about 5. I don't know. I have hope, okay? I have hope. I fully intend on playing Halo Infinite, the campaign for the channel. Bart's upset that there's no co-op for the campaign just yet, which they told everyone before it ever launched that the campaign wasn't modified for co-op just yet. They're gonna add it later. So you can go through the campaign in co-op. They were just focused on making a good game rather than putting in absolutely every single feature. That people would possibly complain about. Is there anything else I want to talk about? Good lord. I just remembered because I did a stream. I did a really late night stream earlier this morning. It's only 4:30 right now. I've been up all night cuz my sleep schedule is fucked. As per usual, my sleep schedule is all over the place. But good god, I was so close to getting to my next save, which was at the Ishimura for Dead Space 2 on hardcore. I was so close. So close. And the fucking explodey ones, that one, it got me again. And I wasn't anywhere near. It was bullshit. I was so upset. Granted, I should have just cut off his explodey and threw it away from me because I shouldn't have taken any chances, but I thought I was far enough away from it. And I mean, I had another one on top of me that I was busy killing at the time too. God, I was so mad. I was so mad, not just at the game, but at myself, because there were so many different ways that I could have counteracted it. I could have stasis the damn thing and gotten around it, gotten far enough away from it. I could have shot the window and dropped the airlock so it flew off into space. Or I could have cut the damn thing off and threw it away from me. Problem solved. I still would have made it to the Ishimura. I would have made it to the Ishimura otherwise. I can guarantee it. It was bullshit. But anyway, I'm done talking. I've got some stuff to do, and I'm hoping to bring some fun stuff later too. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!